Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you guys pressed on the video. Today we're going to be covering SCP Mobile Task Forces, but you already know that. So let's go ahead and start covering it. Today's I definitely watched a lot of the SCP stuff already, and I always see, oh, they send this SCP, so they send this task force, or they send this task force. I might as well get a little bit more familiar with the task forces themselves, right? Because I do want to see what kind of forces we're fighting with to against no we're fighting what forces we have to fight against the big SCPs that we run into and fight, and all this, oh my god, we have a god, send these team in, or we have this enemy here, send this team. I want to know all of that stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Get your snacks, get your drinks, get comfortable, and let's do this.
Most mobile task forces aren't connected in any way, and oftentimes aren't even aware of each other's existence.
Really?
But if you dig deep enough, you'll actually be convinced of the exact opposite. It's all actually intertwined. Particularly inaccessible to others are members of the Red Right Hand, or Alpha 1. They obey O5 Council exclusively, and are only deployed on rare occasions to work with top-secret objects.
I've heard of this.
Such as SCP-5008.
I have heard of this one. What was it? The one where the old man got fused with death. It was my last SCP one, I'm pretty sure, right? Where the old man got fused with death. It was the 001 proposals. And the ethics committee went against O5 Council, and the left hand went against the right hand. I've heard of these guys.
The latter is a machine capable of shielding subjects, capable of thought from various concepts, emotions, and instincts. Alpha 1 ensures information about this object does not leave the walls of the Foundation. In such a case, the soldiers would control the information leak via physical elimination of its carriers. In their spare time outside of operations, the group's members are engaged in other activities, also not available to any agent. For example, they accompany the 13 members of the O5 Council, as well as their assistants. Therefore, the selection process for the Red Right Hand is carried out very carefully, and the slightest failure is punishable by death. Alpha 1 fighters find themselves in a particularly difficult position when one member of the O5 Council is threatened by all the others. The top management can die an exceptionally violent death, since they're constantly nourished by SCP-006.
What's that?
This is an anomalous spring of eternal youth,
Oh.
located just over 37 miles from Astrakhan in Russia.
I see.
But despite this, council members can be condemned to death due to violations of various rules. In particular, the rules regarding keeping anomalous objects. In this case, assassins are sent after the council member, and a new person takes his place, who receives the corresponding serial number, one of 13 in total. The fighters of the Red Hand do not particularly like such moments. After all, they have to choose whether to obey the decision of the council or to protect their former leader. Mobile Task Force Alpha 9, Last Hope, was created in one of the most stressful points of time. The initiative came from the 10th O5 Council member. She wanted to use anomalous humanoid SCPs to carry out various Foundation combat missions. Many leaders were against it, so there was a vote on this issue. Before talking about Alpha 9, 10 had already created an experimental group called Omega 7, which consisted of 10 to 20 agents, a team leader, and 2 anomalous humanoids. The first was SCP-76-2.
If I remember right, this task force did not end well. It did not end well. I'm pretty sure they had to drop a nuke on them, I'm pretty sure.
Known as Abel. And the second was SCP-105, whose real name is Iris Thompson. There were no problems with the second anomaly. Iris, using the camera SCP-105-B, is capable of reproducing images, in which the photographed area is displayed in real time. Furthermore, Iris can stick her hand into the photo and interact with objects in it. She displayed both loyalty and reliability. Abel, however, got out of control.
Yeah.
He tore off his restraining collar and began to destroy everything around. In order to neutralize him,
He had to drop a
it
nuke.
was necessary to use nuclear warheads
Yep.
and destroy Containment Area 25. Because of all this, the O5 Council actually wanted to ban Alpha 9 and condemn 10, since further development of the project involved the use of a much larger number of anomalous humanoids. But after much persuasion, 10 succeeded in winning over most of the O5 counselors. As a result, only 12 voted against Alpha 9 and 10. The rest either abstained or voted in favor. The Red Right fighters were not present during the meeting, but they understood everything anyway. They breathed a sigh of relief and continued their routine work. Task Force Alpha 9 went into effect
crazy.
and began interacting.
You're like, I don't want my parents to fight. The right hand looks like children. Mom and dad are fighting again. They're in a family meeting. Oh no, mom and dad want me to kill the other one. Who do I follow? What do I do?
With other groups. Together with Mobile Task Force Beta 7, the Maz Hatters, they participated in Operation Camp Granada. Beta 7 deals mainly with anomalies that pose a chemical, radiation, or biological hazard. The Lambda 2, Beta 5, and New 7 groups also took part in Operation Camp Granada. But I'll tell you more about them another time, when I can get more information on these task forces. This operation was carried out at Happy Acres Youth Camp, located in Wyoming. There was an outbreak of SCP-008, a zombie plague caused by an anomalous prion. When the first symptoms were reported, the people in charge notified the group Beta 7. The operatives took appropriate measures to isolate the territory. But this time, the zombie plague was not such a simple thing, as it had been modified. Previously, none of the Foundation agents had seen such a thing, so reinforcements were needed. First, the group Babysitters, or Beta 5, arrived, consisting of 42 fighters. Alpha 9 at that time consisted only of Iris Thompson, i.e. SCP-105. Her partner was Agent Andrea S. Adams of Lambda 2. The girls did more themselves than all the other fighters. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you what's so remarkable about the new variant of the zombie plague.
Yes,
Usually, those infected with SCP-008 are slow, clumsy, and unable to perform complex movements, and infection occurs through bodily fluids, entering exposed mucous membranes.
Okay.
However, those infected with SCP-008-E may have dragged their victims out of their tourist tents and devoured them somewhere in a secluded area. Ordinary infected individuals consume the victim immediately on the spot. But this is far from the most unique aspect. The greatest danger was caused by the ability to bud. From the zombies came completely identical clones that disconnected themselves from the original. And so their army quickly grew to several thousand. The most damage done during the operation was caused by anomalous Iris, as well as the ordinary human agent Adams. Granted, she was equipped with several anomalous objects, whose numbers I've not yet been able to find out. But among them was an anomalous shield, similar to that of Captain America. With this, Adams could knock back zombies with such incredible power, she could practically even play bowling with them. Each zombie thrown back by the shield rolled head over heels like a ball and knocked down other zombies like they were pins. The second anomalous weapon was a pistol. With a mind-blowing speed, it fired bullets that always hit the target without the need to aim. All senior staff involved in the operation noted Alpha 9's significant contributions in the first place. However, from one intercepted letter, it's safe to say that the outbreak was not accidental. A steel cube with a lock and a timer was found in a cave near the camp. Inside, there were remnants of raw meat, as well as claw marks. Samples have shown that the meat contained SCP-008. This means that someone had planted the box with the infectious prions. Further analysis of the prion showed that it was also artificially modified. Additionally, the prion was connected to a fin-back nanorobot, which allowed it to keep the brain and digestive system of the infected from being destroyed. The usual infected individuals eat their victims in vain, since their gastrointestinal tract is destroyed and unable to digest food. But
I
in
don't want to
carriers
think
of
about that.
SCP-008-E, new clones are born from the incoming biomaterial, which subsequently bud off of them. Initially, the Foundation employees thought it was the work of the Chaos Insurgency, or the Global Occult Coalition.
Yeah, that's what I would
But they
think.
do not possess the proper motivation or skill. Most likely, this is the work of the Foundation itself. The fact is that just at this point in time, the hearing regarding Alpha 9 and 10 was taking place. To prove Alpha 9's combat capability, 10, or other members of the O5 Council, deliberately created SCP-008-E and triggered a massive outbreak.
Oh no,
After
don't
all,
show that.
it
I
was
don't like
Operation
guts.
Camp Granada that could have caused many members of the O5 Council to change their minds by voting. But I believe Task Force Alpha 1 is involved. As I said at the beginning, the Red Hand was not interested in changing the leadership. Some of them worked with 10, and the murder of 10 could result in the deaths of many agents from Alpha 1. Although the fighters did not welcome the appearance of Alpha 9, they created all the conditions for the Council to preserve 10's project, and they did it with Beta 7. These operatives, by
I
virtue
swear, those soldiers have fucking parent issues. I swear, they have parent issues. The way they make it look is like, I don't want to get a new dad. I already have a stepmom. I don't want a new I don't want to get a new dad. Can we please do something to keep this one? Oh my god.
of their official duties, have access to all biologically infectious anomalies. They may have well obtained samples for their more privileged colleagues. Other task forces, even when they suspected the Foundation employees of involvement in the outbreak, did not turn anyone over. They realized that this provocation showed the need for Alpha 9 and its power. Task Force Gamma 5, Red Herrings, also joined this conspiracy. At first glance, it may seem that this group had nothing to do with it, but the point is, I believe they violated lockdown procedures. According to these protocols, each group is activated after corresponding lockdown response code. It consists of the site number where the threat originated, priority, and class. The last indicator is expressed in color, and it also defines the required task force. When the first symptoms of SCP-008 appeared, the green class activated, triggering MTF Beta 7's alert. Beta 5 arrives as reinforcement. When the number of zombies increased, the threat acquired an additional white color, and new 7s replaced Beta 5. At first, it was believed that only children and camp staff had been infected, but then it turned out those who accidentally wandered into the camp also became zombies. This means that the risk of public disclosure was high. Among the lost tourists, there could be survivors who disseminated information outside the isolation zone. In order to deal with the consequences of public disclosure of the anomalies, the Gamma 5 group is usually called, but they were not notified. More precisely, as I believe, the signal was received, but the Red Herrings did not react to it. In this case, the corresponding signal should go to the Disinformation Department, which is overseen by Eleven's assistant. I believe that during the Alpha 9 Council meeting, 11 received a report of an information leak regarding Operation Camp Granada. 11 realized that this issue was of higher priority for him than voting on 10 and her project. Therefore, he silently changed his vote from against to abstain. The leaders of Gamma 5 subsequently prepared bogus reports, indicating technical errors that allegedly prevented them from receiving the signal and responding properly. This is more akin to some kind of operative conspiracy against the O5 Council. Gamma 5 is also associated with a member of the O5-7 Council and is involved in Project Heimdall, which also has its own internal conspiracy. This is supported by somewhat contradictory information regarding 7. Some documents indicate that this is a plump woman of Asian appearance, while in others, 7 is described as a tall, thin man with gray hair on his head.
Why he look like Nanami though? Why he look like, bro, Nanami, what are you doing here, bro? You're supposed to be in Shibuya. What are you doing here, Nanami? Go! Gojo needs you. Itadori needs you. She kind of looks like Nobara, but not really.
Regarding Gamma 5, it's the same story. In some documents, they're called red herrings. In others, they're on our side, sir. Still, given that Gamma 5 is engaged in disinformation, such contradictions are not too surprising. But why there's such a confusion concerning 7's worth pondering. A classified conversation between 057 and General William Pendergast mentions Project Heimdall. In this dialogue, 7 asks Pendergast to submit a request for permission to study extraterrestrial activity. Allegedly, this project should prepare Earth for the possible invasion of highly developed extraterrestrial civilizations. 7 could have done it all on his own initiative, but he asked Pendergast only to divert suspicion from himself. Project Heimdall is just a cover for 7 to be able, through Pendergast, to control the groups Gamma 5 and Iota 10, better known as the Damn Feds.
Sneaky.
At the same time, the fact of his command is hidden from the rest of the council members. Iota 10 is engaged in infiltrating law enforcement agencies and intercepting information about SCP objects. Together with Gamma 5, in the event of extraterrestrial aggression, they should distract the world's media and special services. But it would seem that in the event of a full-scale invasion, it's unlikely that it will be possible to hide anything from humanity. Such measures would simply be useless. In fact, 7 contributed to the Operation Camp Granada. In the Alpha 9 vote, 7 initially voted against, so as not to arouse suspicion. But judging by the transcript of the meeting, which even captured the expressions on the faces, 7 was noticeably pleased when everyone began to change votes from against to either for or abstain. And the 7 who spoke to Pendergast is just an assistant to the real 7. For safety reasons, the O5 council members acquire a large number of assistants. As a result, subordinate employees practically do not know who's who. Although it's possible that it was simply one of the past 7s, because all the dates in the documents have been deleted. Or 7 has the ability to change her body. This ability was observed among the former 7s. Many counselors refer to 7 as the barometer. It's believed that if she takes someone's side, then she knows something. 7 probably knew that the creation of the Alpha 9 project and the use of anomalous humanoids would only benefit the Foundation. When 10 asked for votes in favor, 7 answered doubtedly. Following the departure of 10, 7 rallied the best mobile task forces under her umbrella, forcing them to act against the O5 Council. The role of Iota 10 in this conspiracy is not yet completely unknown. Perhaps they were just there to divert attention, but I've just begun to unravel this mess. And if you'd like to learn more about the Foundation's mobile task forces, let me know in the comments.
I'm not pressing these. Are such baits right here. Look at that fucking anime people becoming real. It's crazy. Anyways, wow. Okay, that covered a lot of stuff, but also it covered mostly O5 Council stuff, which honestly, I do like. Honestly, I do like. So much drama. I definitely like the right hand the most, because they're just children. They're just traumatized children who don't want their mom and dad to fight. For sure, my favorite, bro. My second favorite would definitely be the gas mask hazard. You know, when it's like contaminants and like, you know, such stuff. Mobile task force. I forgot what they were called. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, those are definitely my second favorite. The rest are kind of mess. I don't really care for the special task force that 10 wanted. Honestly speaking, but I can say for a matter of fact, for this, I can say this 100% honestly.
Alpha 9,
10 look bad as hell, ain't gonna lie, bro. 10 look bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This is my kind of woman I want. Sorry. Hey, you know what? Let me have my wants, and I won't judge you guys for yours, okay? I'm just saying, there's power here. There's power, and I want that power, okay? Anyway, we're gonna move on. Moving on. I digress. Best task force, 100%. Right hand. Besides that, that has been my reaction to the SCP Mobile Task Forces and basically O5 Council, some of them information, mainly 7 and 10. Besides that, I hope you guys all had a great day. I've enjoyed this reaction. Hope you have enjoyed this reaction as well. Don't forget to sub and hit that like button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.